Hey, it's Nathan Williams with Crazy Marketing, and today we're going to set up a brand new ActiveCampaign account and set up an email template and emails and an automation and a list and all that type of stuff from scratch. So you're going to get a full tutorial and demonstration on how to use ActiveCampaign, and let's just hop into it. So here I am on ActiveCampaign, and first things first, I'm going to go ahead and create an account. So very easy to do. Nathan plus AC demo at crazyimarketing.com. All right, start my free trial and go ahead and wait. Awesome, what is your name? Or welcome, what is your name? Nathan Williams. All right, cool. Next step. Nathan, can we get your phone number? Nope, don't need you calling me. Next. Tell us about your business. Doesn't really matter. I'll just pick something. Next step. All right, great. What goals? Skip this step. And we'll skip this step and set my password. And take me to my account now. All right, so boom, just like that, I've set up my ActiveCampaign account. Easy enough, right? So one thing I want to point out real quick before we get into ActiveCampaign is if you come down to unlock features here, so you'll notice right here that ActiveCampaign, when you do the trial, it starts you off on the Plus plan, which is $49 a month when you pay it annually. If you pay it monthly, it's $70 a month, so it's a pretty expensive plan if you're just getting started. So if you want to, you can come over here to the Lite plan and drop the contact count down to 500, and you can then pay $15 a month, or if you pay yearly, you pay $9 a month paid yearly, so $108 for a year and 500 contacts, and you can upgrade, later on. So before your trial is over, come over here into this billing section and make sure you're on the correct plan. Again, they're going to start you on that $49 a month plan, which is probably more than you need if you're just getting started. So wanted to point that out to you real quick. All right, so one of the first things we want to go ahead and do inside of ActiveCampaign is create a list. So come over to the list section, and we want to go ahead and create a new list. And now one thing about ActiveCampaign is that it is very flexible, so you can have a bunch of different lists for different products or services that you offer. You could have a different list for each series you want to send to people. Kind of like how Aweber works. If you've ever worked with Aweber or Actionetics within ClickFunnels, they both work where you have one list and then that list receives like a email series. So you can set up ActiveCampaign like that if you want to. Alternatively, you could use one list per business, which is what I recommend doing. So I'll have one list, and then on that list, people will receive tags. And a tag, all it is a little bit of information that you attach to a subscriber, and basically you use tags to segment those subscribers. So maybe you have a tag for purchase shoes or purchase shoelaces or purchase water bottle or whatever products you're selling. Or maybe like if you have lead magnets, so they've requested lead magnet A or lead magnet B. So they'd have a different tag based off of the different actions they've performed with your business. And then you can segment them based off of those tags. And you can also trigger sequences or automations based off of those different tags. So I do one list per business, and that's what I'm going to go with, but you could set it up another way if you want to. So if you're more comfortable doing it the Aweber way, you can definitely do that as well. All right, so name of my list. So I got Crazy Eye Marketing. What website URL is this for? All right, easy enough. Plug that in there. And you requested information from Crazy Eye Marketing. All right, create list. All right, so I have my list created, and of course, a list is where your subscribers go, and it just houses your subscribers, right? All right, so we got our list set up, so that's one of the first steps. The next step we might want to do is come over to campaigns and set up a template. We'll close that out real quick and go to manage templates. And ActiveCampaign has a bunch of pre-built templates already. So if you see a template that you like and you want to work with, you could go ahead and select that template and kind of customize it, maybe change a color or something like that to suit your needs. Alternatively, we could go ahead and add one or build one from scratch, which is what I'm going to do here. So add template. I'll call this the Crazy Crazy Eye Marketing template. And then we got a couple different template styles we can choose. Newsletter, right column, left column, custom HTML. I'm gonna go with newsletter and okay. And so this right here is the email builder, and it's a WYSIWYG editor, so what you see is what you get. Drag and drop makes it really easy for anyone to use. And so here's a quick tour. So across the top we have the theme. Now this doesn't do anything, so don't even worry about it. Background, you can go ahead and change the background of your emails to suit your needs, match your company. Links, this is how you change the link color. So let's go ahead and match my company. If we want a border around our email, you could go ahead and set that up right here. Change the alignment, change the width if you want to. All very self-explanatory. Snap to grid, this is just design preference, or it helps you design your emails. So leave that checked. Coming over here, we have an undo button, so if you do make a change and you don't like it, you can go ahead and undo it. And then you got a gear icon, and you can go ahead and set up the settings for your template. So pretty simple, self-explanatory stuff. On the right-hand side here, we have the different blocks we can enter or insert into our email, and it's very easy to do. You just grab it, drag it over, drop it in there, and boom, just like that, you have a button. Or if you wanted to throw in an image, drag and drop it over here. And if you click on one of the blocks, you'll notice that it opens an options menu where you have more options for that particular block, right? So if we want to create a link on that image, we could add it here, info right here. So info is like an alt tag. So if for some reason images don't show up in your clients or your customers' email inbox, the information will show instead. You can change the width and height, background of the block. So you want the block color to change. It's not going to do much here because we got a picture taking up the whole space, but if I come down to the button and I change the block background to this, you'll see how that works. So that's how that works. So each block you set up has different options that you could go ahead and play around with to get things to look how you want them to look. So I'm going to go ahead and build my template really quick. So let me delete all this stuff out of here and kind of build from scratch. That's what I prefer to do. All right, delete. All right, cool. So first thing, I usually throw my logo at the top of my email. So drag that up in there, click on it, add new image, and then I got to navigate to my images. And then I got my image, so I can hit choose, and boom, just like that, my image is at the top of my email. I come over here, edit the options. So I'll throw a link to my website. Boom, info, go ahead, Crazy Eye Marketing. Could go ahead and change the size, like I might want 80 height. And then I notice that it's actually left aligned, so I can come over here, center my logo. And then I think that's good. Actually, let me click on it and maybe I'll add like 5 pixels of padding around the image. Cool. And then I'll come down here. I have another empty block. Let me hit this gear, delete this block. Yes. And now I got some text. Let's go ahead and leave it Arial, I think. Arial, change the font size to, we'll go 16, keep it black. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and change the padding a little bit here. So let's do 5 pixels of padding all the way around, and then margin, custom, top. I'll put like 7 pixels there, put some space between my logo and my text. So boom, got that going on. I might add like my signature block, so that way I have that already set up in my template. So thanks, Nathan, Crazy Eye Marketing. Could go ahead, highlight this, select link, throw a link in there. All right, beautiful. So this is what my template's looking like currently. Now I'm going to go ahead and customize my footer as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do a line break. Drop that in there, make a line. Let's click on it real quick. I'm going to make it a little fainter. Faint line, that looks good. Maybe I'll add a little bit of, maybe I'll make it 80%. That looks nice. All right, now I'm going to actually clone this. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to drag a new text block underneath the divider, and I'm going to hit this personalize option, go to message. So every email you have needs a unsubscribe link, and it also needs your business's physical address. So those are part of the laws to sending emails is you have to give people a way to unsubscribe, and you also need to include a physical address in your emails. So we got to do an unsubscribe link, unsubscribe. Okay, so that's simple enough. And then I'll do another personalize and message and list sender info, multiple lines or single line. I'll do single line. So this is my address information. It's going to be a dynamic value that gets inserted automatically, and we'll set that up in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and center it. So boom, just like that, and you'll notice that the pre-built footer disappeared once I set up my own footer. So now I have my own custom footer, and it kind of matches my email a little more. So boom, I got my email set up, and actually let's customize it a little more. Let's go ahead and duplicate this line, and let's add in some social links as well. Throw them in here. So we could throw in my Facebook link and Twitter, and turn off these other ones, and YouTube. Obviously, you'd want to put your actual link to your accounts here. I'm just filling in the blank basically for right now. Save. All right, so I got my social media, center it. Got a few other options if I wanted to go ahead and like change the look of it. I could go ahead and do that as well. So, make it look pretty, make it look nice how you want it to look. All right, so I'm happy with how my email looks here. I think that this looks really fresh, and I'm gonna leave it like that. So then we'll come to save and exit. And there we go, my template is now set up. Awesome. All right, so now we gotta go ahead and set up an automation, and automations are the way to actually send emails out. Now I've included a link below this video to a document that includes my top converting email series. So it's like a copy and paste email series that you could go ahead and plug into your ActiveCampaign account, so that way you have emails set up and ready to go to help you sell your products like really quick. So you can go below this video, download this document and read this content. No opt-in or anything like that. But I just want to come down here to the copy and paste email series. That's what I was looking for. So email 1, I want to send this immediately after somebody subscribes. Okay, let's go set up the automation. So come to automations, and we don't have any automation, so let's do add new automation. And I want to go with start from scratch, but they do have a bunch of different like formulas in here or pre-built automation. So you could come in here, click around, add them to your account, see what they do, get inspiration from them, and so on. But typically I just start from scratch and just build it this way. So continue. All right, so the first thing we need to do is set up a way for contacts to enter our automation. Now we can do it when they subscribe to a list or unsubscribe or submits a form or opens or reads an email or clicks a link in an email, or a whole bunch of different other ways to trigger an email or an automation. And typically what I do is when a tag is added, remember I mentioned tags earlier, and a tag is just a little piece of information you attach to a subscriber, and you can segment subscribers and or you can trigger automations based off of tags. And in this case, we're going to trigger an automation based off of a tag. So when tag is added, continue. So now I need to enter my tag name. And for this particular example, let's pretend like I'm selling a pair of shoes. So I'll just do shoes. So this will be my shoes automation, where people are going to opt in for, let's say, a coupon for shoes. And it's going to trigger this automation that's going to try and sell them a pair of shoes. All right, so we got tag, shoes, runs once, and we'll hit add start. And let's go ahead and send an email and create an email to get started. And now we need to name our email, and I'll typically name it the name of the tag, so shoes, and then email 1. So that way I can keep my emails organized. And this name is just a name for you to know, so that way you can keep your stuff organized. Your customers or subscribers are not going to see the name that you add to your email. All right, so let's select our template that we already created, and we could go ahead and change our from information. So you could do like from Nathan at and then Crazy Eye Marketing, and I could change my from email address if I wanted to. Subject line, we can go over my document, grab that. So we got, here's your download, as you requested, lead magnet. As you requested, 10% off coupon, something like that. All right, continue. So let's scroll down here and grab the content for the email. Now I'm not going to go through the content here in this video because if I did that, we'd be here for quite a while. So I'm just going to copy it, head over to ActiveCampaign, paste it in there as plain text, come back over, grab the rest of it. And I copied that excellent again. And then welcome and enjoy. All right, cool. So then of course we'll go in here and add in all the spacing and make sure it looks like we want it to. So pretty self-explanatory again. All right, so after you spend a couple minutes customizing the email, switching out the words, adding the bullets, links, etc., and you're happy with it, what you want to do is come hit next. And we get our campaign summary right here, so we can check out what's going on with our email. So we got our subject line right here, give us a preview of it. If we wanted to change it, we could hit edit. We got pre-header text, and this is a snippet of text that appears after the email subject line. If this field is left blank, the first line of your email will display. So you can customize this or leave it blank and it'll just start off with however your email starts off. So we leave it like that. We got our from information, message name right here, and then address. So this is where you enter your physical address. Remember I mentioned that when we were creating the template, how I put in that dynamic value that displays our address. Well, this is where you go ahead and set up your address. So right here, you add a new address and go ahead and enter it. So Crazy Eye Marketing, PO Box 2871, Chester, VA 23831, add. All right, so I got my address information set up now. Now we got some options. So we got open/read tracking. And you probably want to leave this turned on so you can track who is actually opening and reading your emails. Pretty important information to know who's actually engaged with the emails you're sending out. Link tracking, you probably want to leave this turned on as well, so that way you can track what links people are clicking on and who's clicking on the links and things of that nature. Pretty important stuff. Reply tracking, you probably want to leave this one turned off unless you have a very specific reason that you want to track replies. And so how reply tracking works is it's going to change your reply to information. So that way when people click reply on the email, it replies like through ActiveCampaign, so ActiveCampaign can track those replies. And in doing that, it kind of gets funky with your email service providers like Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, etc. Like they see that and they're like, something looks a little weird, and it might hinder your email's deliverability. So your emails might not land in the inbox if you have this turned on. So only use reply tracking if you really, really need to track those replies. Because otherwise, again, it could hurt your deliverability. And if your emails aren't ending up in the inbox, then they're not going to be replied to anyway, right? So just use this with caution. Google Analytics, I recommend turning this on. Even if you're not using Google Analytics, it's good just to have this set up in place. And for the analytics campaign name, I'll just name it the name of your tag that you use to start the automation. So just shoes and done. You could go ahead and send a test email. So you get to send it to yourself or enter whatever email address here, hit send test and see what your email looks like. I recommend doing that when you're at least first getting started. Make sure it looks good on your email client. Make sure it looks good on Gmail. Make sure it looks good on your mobile device. Make sure it looks good everywhere, right? So if you have a new template and you're not sure how it's going to look, make sure you send a test email. You can also preview it by hitting this desktop preview button. You hit that, and you're like, oh, this is what my email looks like. All right, cool, looks pretty. And then we got the spam check. You want to make sure that this says passed. That way you have a better chance of landing in the inbox, right? It's all about getting in the inbox. Otherwise, what's the point of sending the email if it gets automatically flagged as spam? So spam, check, passed. All right, so cool. I'm happy with that first email there. All right, now we got to go ahead and name this automation. And typically I name my automation the same name as the tag that starts the automation. So this is my shoes automation. So I'll name it shoes, right? So tag shoes is added. It triggers this automation. The name of the automation is shoes. Cool. So I got my first email. I'm going to come back over to my series here. And this is a special email. And basically, I'm going to send like a text email out 97 minutes after email number 1. And subject line, quick question. All right, so now let's hit the plus button here. And you'll see we have a bunch of different actions we could go ahead and add. So we could send another email, or we could send a site message or a text message or a notification email. And we got conditions and workflow. We got wait, which is what we're going to want to do here. We want to wait that 97 minutes. But then they got if-else statements, so you could segment people based off of tags that they have or products they've purchased or lists they're on or a whole bunch of different segmenting options. You could also split, so do a split test or go to or goal or start an automation or end an automation and webhooks and math. A whole bunch of different things that are beyond the scope of this video. I just want to get you inside view of ActiveCampaign and this top converting email series. I'm not going to teach you everything about ActiveCampaign in this one video because we'd be here for hours and hours. So there's a bunch of different options, contact options as well. We can do subscribe, unsubscribe, add tags, update contacts, remove tags, add notes, do Facebook custom audiences, etc. CRM settings as well, depending on what ActiveCampaign plan you're on. So if you're on the light plan, you're not going to have the CRM, but if you're on the pro plan or above, you'll have a CRM. So you might not have some of these options depending on which ActiveCampaign plan you have, but I just want to point that out, that there's a bunch of different options. All right, so we're going to do wait for a specified period of time, and we want to go ahead and wait for 97 minutes and hit save. All right, cool. Then we'll hit the plus button and we'll do send an email, and I'm going to create a new email here. I'm going to do shoes email 2, create, and I'm not going to select this template here because I want it to be like a text-based email. So I'm going to do build from scratch, and I want to do a text-only email, and okay. And then I'd come over here and follow the copy. So quick question. Boom. And then I can go ahead and type my email up. So let's do that. Quick question. Boom, boom. So paste that in there. And format it. Make sure it makes sense. All that type of stuff. Hit next. And boom, boom. I'm not going to do turn on anything. We don't have any links or anything, so all these settings are going to be turned off, and we want to leave that reply tracking off. And I'll hit finish. All right, cool. Now let's come back over to our series here, and we want to go 24 hours after email number 1. All right, cool. So hit the plus button, conditions and workflow, wait, specified period of time. We'll go ahead and wait for 1,343 minutes. So we wanted to wait 1 day after they get email 1, but then we have a 97-minute wait here. And so 97 minutes plus 1,343 minutes equals 1 day. All right, so that's how I came up with that 1,343 number. All right, hit the plus button, and then we want to do sending options, send email, and I'm going to take email 1 and do copy and edit. And basically the reason I did that copy and edit option is now I don't have to select a template again and start from scratch. Instead, I'm basically starting off at email number 1, which I already have formatted and all that type of stuff. So I'll come in here and grab the content for email 3. Let's grab all this content. Go ahead, format it, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to do that right now. I think you get the idea. All right, when I'm happy, or I need to change the subject line as well. So I hit this gear icon to change the subject line and come back over and pain from, we'll do 99 problems, but 99 problems, but ain't one. All right, close. All right, next. And this is email number 3. And I could make sure my Google Analytics is right. All these other options are right. Spam checks good to go. Finish. Awesome. Scrolling down here. So this one comes out 24 hours after email number 3. All right, cool. And wait for 1 day. Plus sending options, send an email. I'll go ahead and just copy and edit. Okay, we got name, blah, blah, blah. Just paste it on in here. All right, get the idea. Now notice that I had name here. So if you're copying and pasting the emails in this PDF document, like this is not a personalization tag or merge tag. Like this is just a block for you to see. But if you want to make a personalization tag, you just come up to personalize here and you can select first name and you see that ActiveCampaign does % first name, %, or you could do whatever other values there are. So you got full name, first name, last name, phone number, etc. So you can go ahead and personalize the emails. So I just wanted to point that out real quick that this is not going to do anything but print out this. So if you send it like this, somebody would see this instead of their first name, right? All right, so anyway, there you go. You formatted the email. You got it how you want it to look. And then we want to change the subject line. Does this bother you too? Yes, this does bother me too. Paste it on in there, close, next. And this is email number 4, right? Scrolling down here and just double check Google Analytics. Looks good. All right, and then we got one more email, I think. 1 day later. Scrolling down here, email 5, 24 hours after email 4. All right, let's see. Okay, name, this is literally it, blah, blah, blah. So come, copy the content, send an email, copy and edit. And paste it on in there. All right, good enough. Hit this icon. Get in my subject line. All right, cool. Next. And email 5. All right, all looking good. Finish. All right, so I got my automation all set up that has 5 emails in it. Now what I want to go ahead and do is activate this automation so that way it'll actually work when somebody enters it. And speaking of having somebody enter it, we need a way for people to enter it, right? So to do that, we're going to set up a form. Now there are many other ways to have people enter automations. You could use different software tools like Opt-in Monster or ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or Shopify. A bunch of different tools integrate with ActiveCampaign, so you could go ahead and add people to your list and give them tags, probably 1,000 different ways if you wanted to. But this way I'm going to show you is built within ActiveCampaign. So we're going to come to Forms over here. And it gives me a little tutorial. I'm going to ignore it and do add a new form. I'm going to call this my shoes form. We got inline form, floating bar, floating box, modal. I'm just going to leave it as inline form. Subscribe to list, so we got to add the individual to a list, right? So they need to go somewhere. So subscribe to list, and then we want to go ahead and add a tag to them. We got our shoes tag, right? That's the tag that triggers our shoes automation. And that's it. That's all I need to do right there. So create. Then I could go ahead and update my form. So come over here, enter your contact info for a 10% off coupon on our shoes. Okay, super exciting. I can go ahead and delete that. And also, as you notice, there's different blocks, so you can kind of customize your form if you want to. So you could add an image by dragging it over here, and so on. So few options if you want to customize your form. I'm going to leave it pretty much the default. So I think that looks good. So I'll come over here to style. I could go ahead and change it up a little bit if I want to. You know, make it unique or pretty. Turn off the ActiveCampaign branding. Let's change my, I was going to change my font. There we go. Beautiful. That is looking awesome. Come over to options now. And then on submit, we could go ahead and show a message. So show thank you, or we could go to a URL. So if we wanted to direct them to our shoes sales page, we could go ahead and set that up right here. I'll just leave it as this message. Then we got form action, and you'll notice there's a gear icon. If we click this gear icon, we have some different options. So we have opt-in confirmation, and what you want to do is probably turn this off because if you leave it turned on, it's going to be a double opt-in email. So that means when somebody opts in, they're going to receive an email asking them to confirm their email address, and they're going to have to click a button in that email in order to confirm their email address in order to be added to your ActiveCampaign account. So if you want to turn double opt-in off, you want to do it through this option right here. All right, save. We got our shoes tag, and then we got an advanced, so allow blank fields to override existing fields. This is personal preference. Now I usually turn it off because if there's already data in there, I usually want to leave that data in there. So I usually turn this off, but if you want to overwrite fields, you could go ahead and leave that checked. All right, so I'm happy with my form and all the settings, so I'll hit integrate. And then I could go ahead and embed the form on my website by copying and pasting this code or the simple embed code. I could also send people directly to a link, which is what I'm gonna do right now. So set up that link, paste it on in there, and there's my form. So let's do Nathan test, Nathan plus test at crazyimarketing.com, and submit. Thanks for signing up. So that worked. Let's come over here, save and exit, and go to contacts now. And we see that I have a contact. So I got Nathan Test in my ActiveCampaign account. There's their email address. If I click on it, I can see their profile. So I see name, email, location, and then other general details. So phone number, I didn't enter a phone number, so there's no phone number there. Same with organization. Then I can see the tags. So there's the shoes tag. Here's the list, the Crazy Eye Marketing list, and then the automations and the shoes automation. So everything looks like it worked correctly. Over on the right-hand side, we can see the recent activity. So we see that subscribe to a list, entered automation, shoes, and soon there should be an email going out. And we see that the email went out. So campaign sent, campaign shoes, or campaign sent shoes email 1. If we click on this automation thing and we hit view, we can see where the contact is in the automation. So they got this shoes tag, they hit the email, now they're waiting for 97 minutes. If we wanted to, we could skip actions. So basically that's gonna force email 2 to go out right now. And now I'm queued up right here waiting for 1,343 minutes. So that right there is how you can kind of track your contacts. And that's pretty much the ActiveCampaign tutorial. Again, I have a link to ActiveCampaign below, as well as this document here. Again, no, you don't have to opt in for this document, free document. You can use it how you need. It is my top converting email series. And yeah, that's a quick overview and tutorial demonstration on how to use ActiveCampaign. Hopefully it gives you like an inside view of how ActiveCampaign works, and you can decide if you want it or not. So that's kind of the idea here. I just wanted to show you ActiveCampaign, and hopefully this was helpful to you.